Today, I'm going to talk about the current state of the market and when's the best time to buy the new Team of the Year players. So a lot of the high-rated meta players that are not Team of the Year players, like the 95 Prime Icons, 95 rated icons, and 95 Ronaldo, they're all holding relatively well. They're at about the same price that they were at before the new team came out on Wednesday. And I think that's just because they're being packed a relatively decent amount, but they still do have a decent amount of buying demand, so it's sort of balancing itself out. I think the demand and supply side are about equal right now, so a lot of them are staying at their same price. Now, they may dip at certain points when lots of new packs are being opened on Wednesday, but for the most part, for the rest of the week, they're about okay. So I think they're going to continue being relatively stable. We might see them drop a little bit more, and I think realistically, at any point during these next few weeks, I think it'd be a decent time to buy these players if you really want them. Of course, we can't predict the future entirely, but unless they drop crazy packs that puts a lot of these players into the market, I don't see them being flooded too much. As for the first team of Team of the Year cards, they're actually finally starting to go up in value, which is interesting to see. They were going down consistently and hit a bottom on Tuesday, Wednesday, and roughly Thursday, and now on Friday, they're finally making their way up. So R9 bottomed at around 160, maybe 155. He then went up to about 170 for a day or two, and now he's working his way towards 180. And I think the reason why this is happening is that people have seen all of the new Team of the Year players, they've determined which ones are good, which ones aren't, and now the people that didn't buy R9 just in case of the new players coming out are now like, okay, I'm going to go out and buy him now, try him out, add him to my squad because he is a good player. And so some people are now, or the demand for him is increasing now because people are shifting away from the new players and moving on to the players that are actually good value. And maybe another part of that is people were waiting for him to get to his lowest price. And finally, once he went from 160 to 170 and wasn't going back down with the new packs that came out, people probably thought, okay, now's a good time to buy. They got in, and now he's slowly creeping up in price. And the same thing happened with Bellingham. Bellingham was all the way down at like 97, 98 million. Now he's all the way up to 110. He's working his way up. Same thing with Mbappe, and it's all happened in the same day. Mbappe was down at 140, 135. Now he's 150. Even with some of these, well, Kim Min-jae is going to be a bit of an outlier. I'll talk about that here in a second, but the rest of these Team of the Year cards, they're doing the same. Now, it could be that people are also getting more coins from the new packs and then putting them into players, so all players in general are going up a bit in value. But I think it's a combination of multiple things. It's what I talked about, as in people seeing that they hit a bottom, now buying in to actually add them to their teams. And then I think number 3 is that they aren't being packed as much, because I do think they were cycled out of packs to a degree. So that is the main reasons why I think they're going up. It's good to see because I think it will likely happen with each Team of the Year, and we're going to see a similar cycle as we go through. So we'll move on to the new Team of the Year cards. They brought out 2 bangers this week. I mean, many bangers, but when it comes to the sentiment of the players and the football community, they brought out nominee CR7, who started off pretty high. I think I saw him max out at maybe 160 something, 170 something. Now he's down to the low 100s. And of course, the Ballon d'Or winning Leo Messi. He started off at a very, very high price at around 500 million. And then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, about an hour or two after the new team came out, it was just flooded with cards. So he's worked his way all the way down to 300 million. And I wouldn't be surprised if he keeps going down to maybe 200 million or so, maybe 250. I think 200 is more likely, considering that even R9 and Bellingham and Mbappe got down to that price. The other ones they released, though, were incredible. We knew Alisson was going to be good. We finally have the Ultimate Team of the Year. He will be a card that we could all get for free, though, so this isn't... I would not really buy this if I were you. I'd just wait until we get him for free. We got Van Dijk, who, man, looks incredible and definitely has a price tag that reflects it, but I still think that 88 million is pretty cheap for his stats. We also got De Bruyne, who card looks pretty broken, decent price. I think it's about fair for him, but I do think he's going to keep going down in value, and I will talk about that more here in a second. And then we also got Rodri, incredible card in game. Decent price as well. I think he's holding up a little bit better because he is by far the best CDM in the game now. and CDM is a position a lot of people use. But those are the new Ultimate Team of the Year players. There's quite a few nominees that look good. There's a few icons as well, but I think the main icon that came out is the 97 Maldini, who is someone that I'll want to pick up in a little bit, but I see him settling probably around where R9 settles, maybe a little bit less because he doesn't have that attacker tax. He'll probably be maybe 120 or so, maybe 130, if things continue on the same trend that we saw for last week. So that brings me to the other thing I wanted to talk about, which is when's the best time to buy these Team of the Year players? Well, I think we should look at what happened with Team of the Year 1. Now, of course, we got new packs this week. The packs usually will change, or it should change, how the market reacts to these cards. But with that being said, last week we saw the Team of the Year cards start off at really high prices right out of the gate, probably first 6 hours. And then after that, we saw a huge flood of supply of cards, which is what we saw once again with Team 2. And although it looked like prices stabilized on Friday and Saturday for these players, they actually continued to go down all the way until Tuesday of this week for the first team, right? They were at a decent price on Friday, decent price Saturday, and then they just kept going down and down and down from there. So I do think we're going to see a similar trajectory with these. Of course, I can't predict the future, you never know, but I assume it's going to be a similar kind of thing that happens, especially with the challenge mode event that comes out later today. A lot of players will be packed, a lot of packs will be opened, I assumed, a lot of people will be playing the game on the weekend as well, which allows for people to get more players into the market. And with all that combined, I do think we're going to see these guys hit their lowest prices next Tuesday or Wednesday, and I think that will be a good time to pick up these cards. Now, there is a chance that at the end of Team of the Year, they have a week where all these players have even chance of being packed in packs, and that could crash their price even further. But I'm just going to bet that the end of each of their weeks will be a decent time to pick them up. But with that being said, that is all for the current state of the market and when to buy players. The final thing I want to touch on is new exchanges that were released. They released a 95 exchange that required 3 93 to 94 overall players. Funny enough, I bought 10 Kim Min-jaes earlier this week on Tuesday for 20 million coins each, assuming he would go up in value just simply based on the fact that he's a good player. He ended up going up to about 30 million within the first day of that exchange coming out. I did not sell. I definitely should have. But now what I'm going to do is just use him in the exchange in the next video. So I'm going to try to pack 95 Ronaldo if we can, 95 Messi. There's a lot of really good 95 players, but that is an interesting exchange because it shows that they're really starting to ramp up the rewards of exchanges, right? For a long time, we had the possibility of getting a 97 or a 95, as we could see with all of these different exchanges, but the base was always 85, 87. Now they're saying, hey, we're going to give you a straight up 95 rated exchange. And not only that, we're giving out icons now that are all 94, 95 rated that you could complete. And so I do think we're going to see a lot of, there's going to be a lot of opportunity to make tons of coins with exchanges going forward, because these exchanges are starting to become like, not end game, but very lucrative. So make sure to keep an eye out on them when they reset every single day. But with that being said, that is all I have for today. I hope you guys did enjoy. If you did, please drop a like. If you're new, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.